In today's video, we're going to have a look at the differences between the pre and post facelift W124s. And I'm going to focus on the facelift that came out after the first facelift, which was about 1990, when it changed from the single beadings like this over here. This was the first one. So when they came out here in South Africa in 1986, I know elsewhere in the world it was earlier, but here it was launched in 1986. It came out with these, and it came out with this sort of upholstery. So it came with, those sort of vertical lines or pleats in the upholstery. It also came out without wood trim on the door. These door cards, a very common problem with them is that they actually, and this is a car we're stripping of course, is they actually separate like that. So very, very common problem with this. So was the first facelift. Those were the big things that changed. It's the interior, the cladding on the side, and you also got chrome on the bumper. So we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the second facelift. What we're going to focus on in this video is the big facelift, the one in 1993-94 that went and it changed the appearance of the W124 significantly. That's what we're going to focus on. So this is the model. This is actually an imported model. It came from the UK. It's a 200. So it's not an accurate representation in some ways of what we got here in South Africa. You'll see from the upholstery and stuff, but in most ways it is. So the first facelift switched from those beadings I showed you in the very early one to that cladding all the way down the side. It got chrome on the bumper in the front and back there as well, and it changed the upholstery. So this is a UK one. Let's go and have a look at that over there. And it changed from those vertical pleats in the upholstery to these horizontal ones. You can see in this one that we're stripping. I don't want to stay too close. This one's a big puff adder that lives here. Okay, another change certainly here in South Africa. ABS was then standardized across the range when the cladding facelift happened, when that first facelift happened. So even the 200, they all had ABS. But what the purpose of this video is not that. It's to compare the big facelift, the facelift number 2, this one over here, to the facelift number 1. And the first thing that you can see is that the actual design of the headlights is different. And you can see that the grille is recessed into the bonnet instead of having a separate grille like this that's mounted onto the bonnet over there. And that whole change sort of brought it in line with the W140 and the C-Class that came after that. And gave it the look of a Mercedes, I guess. So it was the first one. The second big thing is that here in South Africa, well, I say that, in 1993, just before they discontinued that, we did get a driver's airbag in there. And in fact, it was the first Mercedes, other than the few imported W140s, the first locally manufactured Mercedes with an airbag here in South Africa. But here's the facelift interior. So you can see basically the same. There weren't huge changes. This is very much like it would have been in a South African facelift, except it wouldn't have the perforated leather. It would just have plain, like we showed you in that other car.
Steering wheel.
Steering wheel as well. Yeah, steering wheel slightly different. The rear tail lights became smoked instead of orange. So if you have a look at that and compare it to that. And the other difference here at the back is that this boot over here, if you compare this boot here, so firstly this little chrome strip on the boot is much smaller, and the boot actually comes out here. So if you have a look at the pre-facelift, it's got a black strip all the way along, and it's got this recess over here, whereas that one doesn't. And then obviously the orange indicators over here, that's got the smoked ones. But the biggest change of all was the engines and the actual way of badging it. So before the facelift, it was a 200 or 230E, a 200E as well. We got a 200E, a fuel injected K-Jetronic M102, the 260E, the 300E. That's what we got here. And when it switched over to that, it became the E220, the E200, what was the other one? E280 and E320. So all the multi-valves, the M111 and M104 multi-valves went into there, and the badging changed with that. So, if you look at the engine compartment, we pop open the bonnets of both here. Now this is obviously an imported one, so it's got the fabric interior, it's got the navy dash. Actually a very special car, this. Came in from the UK, it's a 200, so that's a simple 200 carb, M102. Very basic engine, very simple engine, very few electronics. It's got an electronic ignition, but beyond that it's carburetor, no fuel injection. Even the little fuel filter is a plastic one that you'll find on any car from the 70s or early 80s, you know. Still got aircon, still got power steering, still got ABS as well over here. But mechanically very, very simple. Come over to this, very different prospect. It's a multi-valve, different sort of fuel injection system with throttle bodies and airflow meters and that sort of stuff. Very efficient motors. The M-triple ones are very good motors. They last forever. The motors themselves, the issues on these, on the Facelift 124s, together with all other Mercedeses between 1993 and 1996, are of course the engine harnesses. And this one has been replaced, but what happens there is that the insulation, they use biodegradable insulation on the harness, so that breaks down over time, over the last 3 decades, and the wires are all bare there, and yeah, it just causes a huge amount of problems and could cause a fire. The majority of them have already been replaced. As I said, this one has been here, and you can just check by, you know, if you just check here at the injectors and you have a look at those wires, you can see very quickly what sort of condition they're in. Great motors, but that was another very big change with the Facelift. We got the multi-valve engines in various capacities here in South Africa, with the biggest being the E320. Great car, I had one myself that I bought new in 96, 95, somewhere around there. Really, really nice cars. So I personally love the appearance of the Facelift. I think it really was a great thing to separate, to include the grille in the shape of the bonnet, as opposed to this. So let me just close that again. Just close it properly. Personally, I really like the look of the Facelift, I always have. And it just really moved it on with very little styling changes. Just a recess in the headlight. The headlight is physically the same size, just the lens actually that's got a recess there to accommodate the shape of the bonnet. But I think they really took it forward. So for me, I love the look of the Facelift, but I love the simplicity of the pre-facelift. So I'm really torn between the two, but both awesome cars, and both have their own virtues and strengths and weaknesses, of course. Okay, so well, that wraps up the video. I hope it clears up a bit of the differences between the pre and post facelifts. If we've left anything else out, just put it in the comments and educate us, please. And hope you enjoyed the video.